Hey guys, Claire here, and in today's video, we're going to talk about all things Harry and Meghan. The Invictus Games is fast approaching, and we've been seeing some of the teams from around the world make their way to Vancouver for the games.
I am.
I am.
I am.
Je suis.
Ready.
Ready to invite the world to
Vancouver and Whistler.
This February 8th to 16th.
Join us at the opening and closing ceremony.
Cheer on the incredible competitors from around the world.
Celebrate at the villages.
Be part of the journey.
Be part of the journey.
Be part of the journey.
Duchess Meghan, Billie Eilish, and the Levines came together to make the dreams of a 15-year-old girl affected by the California wildfires come true.
I was just told that something arrived that I have been waiting for. Oh my god. About 2 or 3 weeks ago, when my husband and I were in Altadena, we went to a community where all the homes were left in ashes. This mom had found a couple things, and as I was talking to her, I turned and looked and I saw this young woman and I said, "Oh my gosh, how old are you?" She's 15. She lives there. And her mom shared something with me and said that when they came back to see their house for the first time, which was as we were meeting them, that all that she'd been looking for in her home was the t-shirt from the Billie Eilish concert that she had just gone to that she left in the washing machine or the dryer. And of course, they now see their home and the washing machine and the dryer are ash. They're not there anymore. And so I said, well, I don't know Billie Eilish, but I'm going to figure out how to get you this shirt. So I thought of everybody that I knew and I made a voice note and I was like, please can someone get this voice note to Billie Eilish? Here's what I'm asking. You guys, I don't even know what all of this stuff means, but it's signed for her. Is that a thing? A lunchbox thing? I don't know. This is when I feel really old. Huge thank you, Billie Eilish. This is going to mean so much to her. And honestly, to Adam Levine and Bahati, you guys helped get this over the line. To everyone who's showing up for people in big and small ways to get through what's happened in California. Just thank you so much. I'm going to go and email her mom now. Just wanted to share that with you guys.
Eagle-eyed royal fans took note of the embroidery of Archie and Lily's name on Meghan's shirt, which resulted in the owner of the shop that Meghan bought the shirt from to come out of maternity leave. Apparently, her shop was closed until next week, but now that people were interested in what Meghan wore and want to buy it, she came out of maternity leave. In this economy, when you get that stamp of approval from Meghan, you open up that shop. Fulfill those orders and make that money, honey. That's one of the things that I like about Meghan. We see her shopping at so many mom and pop or like small women-owned businesses, and I love that. From Page 6 to Vanity Fair to US Weekly, there's so many in the mainstream press talking about this customized sweatshirt, and that brings in business for this new mom. Another thing that I really like about Meghan is that with all of the criticism and nitpicking that people do with everything that she says and does, she refuses to stop being who she is. And who she is someone who loves to give back and loves to encourage others to give back as well, no matter how big or small.
The easiest way to ruin your mental health is by trying to explain your joy to people that already resent you for not being as unhappy as them. The last thing you want to do is try and explain yourself to people that are only going to hear what they already think about you anyway.
It's just absolutely superb. There's no other words for it. Meghan's latest reel, released on her own Instagram account, probably going to break the internet, and she can do that so easily. And there's so much to unbox in this. But let's just start with the little things. Did you notice the absolutely cute embroidery around her neck? Lots of people missed it because the face draws quite a lot of attention. And ladies, I know you all hate being objectified by your beauty because women are blooming great. Every single one of you is amazing. Beauty is one part of that, but I have to say, Meghan looks great. Also, the ease at which she can walk around the house, talk and engage the viewers whilst talking about the things that really mean a lot to her. And Billie Eilish and her friends from Maroon 5 have got together to gift something to a Billie Eilish fan who lost everything in the California fires. And this is a young person, and young people take the loss of their most treasured fan material and possessions very, very badly. If you're over it, sometimes you can get over it more quickly. Young people cannot always do that. I think Meghan, using her own time and contacts to do something meaningful for this young fan, is just off the scale.
One of Meghan's most dedicated naysayers is getting a little bit of much-deserved karma coming his way.
Haha, so Piers just got busted. So I'm at Heathrow Airport because we came here as a delegation to greet Dr. Tahir when he returned from Gaza. And guess who walked through the gates just before him? Piers flipping Morgan. So hang on, I'm going to play the footage. I've also given it away to some media organisations. So hopefully this is going to go viral. Make sure it does. Make sure you share, you interact. Send it to the aunties' WhatsApp groups. Let's go. Hello, would you like to give a statement?
About what?
Just about what you think about the general politics in the Middle East?
That's fine, don't worry.
No? Okay. No word.
Hi, Piers. I just went to check what your post was going to be, because of the admission of guilt by the son over Prince Harry. And it was a really interesting take. So you've gone for, well, there you go, the moral crusader sold out and took a settlement. But you see, it was never about the money, Piers. That's the bit you missed. It's called integrity, and that's the bit you've missed as well in your own lack of. But here's the thing. Harry only ever wanted the admission of guilt, and they've given that. So the money is irrelevant. You see, when William took the money, it's very different. It was all still hushed up. Harry has forced them to say sorry. Harry has forced them to admit what they've done, which opens the doors for a lot of people. But your take, isn't it, has always been that Harry has sold out his own privacy and sold out the royal family. And I guess you've always missed a fundamental point here, Piers, that all of us have the right to say our own story. And do you know what? If that includes the story of our family, because it's relevant to our lives, we have the right to say that. Our family can like it or lump it, really. But that's our right as humans. But what other people seem to be missing here is that nobody else has the right to invade our privacy, steal our information, and then spin our narrative. You see, we can only ever speak our own truth, Piers. But the media tried to spin the truth for Harry. But the way that you got it was illegal. So it's quite awkward, really, that you still don't understand that. But I guess, to be fair, you're probably really worried because now it does look very clear that the Sun at least perjured themselves in the Leveson inquiry. So that means that maybe that will start again. And that puts you under scrutiny, doesn't it, Piers? And it seems to me that you might not come out as squeaky clean as you pretended that you were. Anyway, you go and reflect on what a moral crusade is, as you were.
Prince Harry's win against the Sun has continued to ruffle a few feathers. Now remember, after the announcement of the undisclosed settlement amount, the acknowledgement of unlawful activity, and the apology to Harry and Princess Diana, Harry's uncle, Princess Diana's brother, talked about how proud he thinks Diana would have been of Harry. And soon after, we saw articles saying, William's doing this and Diana would be so proud of him, because there's always a tit for tat. Anything you can do, I can do better, sorta, or at least I'll have my friends in the media say that I do. And this sort of weird obsessive theme continues along, because now I'm seeing articles stating that William too is focused on making sure that the press doesn't invade the privacy of his family. And I'm not the only one who's thinking, so it's okay when William does it? Allegedly, because we're not really seeing any actions. Remember, he had a settlement behind the scenes while telling Harry and Meghan collectively not to pursue their cases, right? But when Harry talks about needing to protect his family, it's a problem. The hypocrisy, once again.
Inside Prince William's hidden battle against media intrusion, Prince William is more focused on finding practical means away from the cameras of dealing with the media. Interesting to note the iPaper, which says it is impartial news and intelligent debate. I'm not saying that there isn't impartial news and intelligent debate to be found, but it's not going to be found in this analysis. Also of note, the iPaper is under DMG, which includes subsidiaries like the Daily Mail. Yes, we have reached the point where actually fighting against the media for privacy is good if you're Prince William doing it. And in fact, Prince William did it first, and he does it better than Prince Harry. There is no lack of goalposts that these people are not willing to move to make something that is negative when Harry does it, positive when William does it. Quote, his brother's war on the British media has hogged the headlines, but behind the scenes, Prince William is waging a more subtle battle to protect his young family from media intrusion. First of all, this is making headlines because you're choosing to cover it, but also not really cover it in a substantial way. This also lends credence to the idea that Prince William is going to be a different kind of king and he's doing things behind the scenes. You just can't see him, but he's doing them. Here's what's so revealing to me. He is in a battle to protect his young family. There's nothing wrong with that. But Prince Harry's battle has been public. It has been for people who can't wage the same battle or get the same kind of press attention for it. And it's a part of a larger group of people who have also had their privacy invaded. It's not just for his family and his family's protection. It's about righting wrongs and hopefully moving forward with reform in the British media, which doing this for a larger cause and for people who can't speak for themselves or have the means isn't that what you want from a king? There isn't a lot of sources in this piece besides Dickie Arbiter, who was a former palace press secretary for the late Queen Elizabeth II.
You guys remember Dickie, right? He was one of the royal commentators who took a few dollars, or should I say pounds, to lie about the Oprah Winfrey interview, which hadn't even aired yet. Dickie, Ingrid, Richard, and Victoria, who is daughter of Dickie, took a few pounds to lie, to say disparaging things about Harry and Meghan. And of course, Victoria to this day is still pretending to be the victim instead of just being quiet like the others or taking accountability for her lie. One of the things I've noticed about a lot of these royal commentators is when they are called out or challenged, they love to pretend to be victims, or they'll try to distract by saying something else. Accountability, apologies seem to be foreign concepts to them.
Of sources in this piece besides Dickie Arbiter, who was a former palace press secretary for the late Queen Elizabeth II, as well as a journalist. Here's what Dickie has to say. One makes a lot of noise and fuss about it, and the other one doesn't. Speaking about contrasting Harry's blunderbuss tactics with William's efforts to deal with problems quietly. Time out. One does make a fuss about it. He does it through lawyers. He does it through fear that reporters have of losing access. It's a fuss, all right. If he had been successful in really realigning these relationships with the media to benefit the royal family, Harry and Meghan might still be working royals. It's very telling that it didn't matter when Harry and his family were being thrown under the bus, but it's all about William's family, which, listen, no disagreement here that the children should be protected, but let's not act like this was because of some clever negotiating tactics. We know of letters that have been sent to stop stories that Prince William does not want out in public. What's presented as well in this article is this concept that Harry is dealing with traditional media. He is just grinding his gears over old resentments, and Prince William is focused on the future and the future of media. This was something that came up in Levinson 1, which was an inquiry into the media. At that time, when the Levinson inquiry presented a report and recommendations for reform, Prime Minister at the time, David Cameron, looked at it and basically said, well, that's nice and all, but these are all moot points because there is a new challenge that the media is facing. That actually doesn't change a lot of the issues. In some ways, it's just easier to invade people's privacy because now you can do things like blagging. You don't even have to follow them around. People have camera phones everywhere. And it's so strange to act like, although some of the mediums for news have changed, that the tactics aren't still there. What it comes back to for me is that if there is a standard that should be followed when it has to do with public figures like the British royals who are taxpayer funded, that standard should be applied to every royal. Because currently, the brothers are waging two very different battles. One is looking to protect himself and his children, which I do not take umbrage with. The other has larger, perhaps loftier goals of media reform. This is really a short-term deal. Who's to say it will still be in place when one day Prince George marries and has children? But it's really disturbing the lack of transparency here, because on the one hand, the media should not be engaging in illegal tactics to gain information. There should be some expectation of privacy. It should be applied evenly across all of the royals, though.
Not just all of the royals, but for everyone in general. There needs to be a complete overhaul.
On the other hand, the idea that the future king and queen can control the press the way that they can silence stories, can threaten using lawyers, can certainly complain and explain it through lawyers. That's troubling. That isn't a healthy environment for a free and fair press, which is necessary for public institutions.
Now, this week, I posted that short of Meghan talking about a package for the young girl affected by the wildfires. And there was just a slew of people in the comment section going absolutely insane. And I don't know if that was like increased bot activity, because sometimes if you really look, you can tell the bots. Sometimes that's just actual people being miserable. Now for me, on the rare occasion, I'll respond, but usually I don't, because I feel like a lot of these people are usually looking for a fight. They like the back and forth, and I'm not going to do that. That's a waste of energy. And also I think that some of them are so convinced or so committed to their bias that nothing you say, no matter how many receipts you present, it's not going to penetrate. So don't waste your time. But it always makes me chuckle when there are other content creators out there who respond by engaging in a fire for fire sort of mentality.
What gives me the right, or who gives me the right? Because see, you invited me and all other Sussex squad to the conversation by your ongoing attacks of our American princess. You may not like us here, but you have the option to scroll along. We come in all the time with facts, and you all can't stand it. See, we're helping you and your future crown be successful by helping them see what they fail to see. We know that you guys are fed propaganda from your media that spins a narrative that's false. Even more so when that same media machine goes after our princess in racist rants and the stalking and the abuse. They lost a baby. They lost a baby. We seen how your people, your crown, treated our American princess. And as a mother of 4 with 2 daughters that are of her age, that gives me the right. And that gives everyone a right to come back and protect our princess. Because see, I see Meghan as a niece, just like all of the Sussex squad. You should have read the room and read the comments, or look at my series and then you'll see. But I go after the crown to help them understand and help you all understand that there is no difference. Meghan and Harry are not trying to crawl back into your crusty crab over here. Take a look at my series. Maybe it might be helpful. You may not like it, but see, I win when folks like you get triggered on this content. So you need to ask yourself, why are you triggered? Because see, did you scream as loud and get all angry when they were attacking Meghan? You give Meghan this energy and you support Meghan that energy. You invited us to your table when you attacked one of our own. And we're not going anywhere. Invictus is this month. Her series is next month. They have a platform. They're not going anywhere. And as long as you all want to continue to harass them and slew your propaganda, folks like me are not going anywhere.
I want to respond to this comment. This is on the back of one of my Meghan and Harry with regards to calling out information from the UK tabloids. So I think we should ignore these people and focus on their achievements, and now focus should be on the Invictus Games. Yeah, all cool, no hate to this commenter. Just so you know, there's so many Meghan and Harry positive people on this app, and I'm friends with lots of them, thankfully, and we all do different bits of content. My content is calling out misinformation from the UK tabloids. It's just something that I started and I'm very passionate about, because for me it's just so clear and obvious. I do it with a lot of sarcasm. That's just what I'm all about, and I just find it hilarious in one way, and then absolutely disgusting that they're able to get away with this and just print whatever they like and just make up stories. And my mind is just frazzled about people who gobble up this information and believe anything they're told. And just remember, there's plenty of content creators who make content about the royals, about Harry and Meghan, all the positive stuff as well. I try and stay in my own lane, I do my own thing, and this is the content I do on Meghan and Harry. At the end of the day, I feel like we're all doing the positive thing. We're talking about the positives of Meghan and Harry, and we're calling out the who talk about Meghan and Harry.
So Meghan just posted this video on her Instagram today, and of course the trolls came out because they're so jealous of the fact that she has such a great heart, and she decided to bring just a little bit of joy to the life of some little girl who had lost everything, literally everything, and they still want to come for her over this. Make it make sense.
Guys, Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, just posted an Instagram video. We are so back. She shares with us a really touching story about how she met a young girl who lost everything in the LA fires, and all she wanted back was a Billie Eilish t-shirt that was in the washing machine. And so she used her influence. She called up her famous friends that you guys keep saying that she doesn't have, and got this girl not only new t-shirts, she got signed merch, a signed vinyl. Like, Meghan really pulled up, and she didn't have to do that. Like, that's the point. Like, she did not have to do this, but she chose to do this because she's a kind person. But the thing that really sits well with my spirit is the part where she says, my husband and I. I know that stings. I know for all the haters who have been saying that these two are getting a divorce, that they hate each other, that it's just a show. I know those 4 words hurt. My husband and I. I know that's right. As someone who's been a fan of Meghan for years and was a fan of her back in the TIG days before she even joined the royal family, this video hits so close to home. It's like, OG, Meghan is back, and I love it. But a really fun detail that I found was that on her collar there, embroidered, if you look closely, it says Archie, Lily. I think it has her kids' names embroidered onto that sweater. That is so sweet. She looks really refreshed and rested and happy. She looks healed, honestly. And I just love that she's continuing her philanthropy. I'm sure that all the trolls are gonna spin this in the way they love to spin anything Meghan does, but just know that she's making an impact, and it's amazing to see.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Also, hit that notification bell.